CBT guitar lesson for Alan. This one, you kind of let me have the ball in my court for a minute. I called it Eddie Van Halen go-to riffs, but they're riffs that he uses and stuff that I use and have kind of made my own, but they're all Eddie Van Halen influenced. The tuning's standard on this, and I think there's a good variety here for you on this CBT lesson. It's in standard tuning, and enjoy, man. Here's the first one. Put one of the craziest ones at the beginning for you. Here we go. Anyways, let's jump in, man. I know that's ridiculous crazy. You should see how it looks in tabs. It's kind of a mix of something I heard Brad Gillis do and Eddie Van Halen, and I kind of came up with this beat off of it. So what I'm doing, and I know the tabs are going to look odd. It's all harmonic, no pick needed here, and I'm tapping above fret 15 basically on the A, and I have as if I'm doing an A2 or an A5 power chord over here. You know, first finger over the 2D, I'm muting underneath, my thumb's muting string 6, and what I'm doing is 2 taps, and then I put X on the top 3 strings with a mute. That's my fingers coming down to make a beat, so to speak. Very percussive playing. And then another 15 harmonic on the A. Then you'll see double dots. But up to those we have. And then you're going to have a mute, 2 harmonics, mute, harmonic, mute, 2 tap harmonics, times 3. So it would be let's make it a little cleaner. Craziest, huh? So I have this. I think I'm a drummer too, so I think kind of like paradiddles are just a riff I do on drums. Then a left-right mute. That's like doing slap bass type stuff. And then 15 on the low E hitting as if it's a harmonic, but I'm going to have my index above 2, hammering to 3. Twice. Then I'll go to 2A, tap above the 15A for the harmonic. And then hammer 3 over here. And then tap the 15 with this on 2, hammering to 3. So it's... So that's a whole other concept, right? You gotta get used to those if you have to split them up. Connect it. Anyways, I know it's wild, but we got the wild out of the way. There's still some crazy stuff. That was number 1. This next one, it's a technique Eddie used a lot. This was right out of Hot for Teacher. We have shown a lot of people this over the years. Halfway up, their hand usually gets tired, but if you get it on, well, it starts ascending and then all descending. You'll go on the high E. We need to get the 5th fret going, so I'm just gonna flick it. 7, 8, and then tap 12, and then go descending. So once you set one of these fingers down, leave them down, because it is a ascending, descending riff on this string. Now it's all descending. Starting on 12B, do the same thing. that gives you. So it always leads with the, after you get the E string out of the way, they're all going to lead with the tap. That's where he goes into that whole part. Anyways, mess with them, man. Do your own thing. There's not much you can do with it. Okay, number... Oh, I did something different on the ending though for you. Dang it. It's... When I get to this, I'll slide to 3, hammer 5, 7, tap 10, pull 7, 5, 3, slide to 5 vibrato. So it ends up being like... Just to put a little different touch on it. Number 3, alternate picking. This is a cool thing he did in like Spanish Fly. I've seen it picked different ways. This is more so how I'm feeling it. It's a 2-string thing. Players like George Lynch have used this concept. It's a 2-string thing. It's played on the B and the E. 3 notes per string. You're going to start this on 5th fret. 5th fret. You probably can't read that. Anyways. And hammer to 7, 8. And then down, up, down. Same thing on the high E. So you have, make it like a quick gallop. Dig it, do it, dig it. Do the same thing on the 7, 8, 10. On both strings. So you have same thing on 8, 10, 12. You got to lower the thumb here. After that, why do I keep losing my spot here? Oh, I wrote 4 times each as well, but 2 seems to be better, but 1 being that. I'd go to 2 though. Or 1. Then 10, 12, 13 on the B, here's where it changes. 10, 12, 14 on the high E. So we have okay, top of page 3, 12, 13, 15 B, 12, 14, 15 E. Experiment with your own fingering there. 13, 15, 17 on the B, 14, 15, 17 on the E. I think that's it. No. Yes, it is. It is. Number 4, F sharp minor bluesy pentatonic. Now this is another thing Ed does a lot. And I use it. It's one of my go-to riffs as well. Where he will go, it's in F sharp minor. There's a trick in here I'm doing. I'm upstroking the 14 E. I've got my index at pretty much barring 14 B. I'm going to hammer 17 out of nowhere. Pull off to 14 and then downstroke the 17 G. So my pick pattern is going but we're getting 4 notes in it. And that's something a lot of players don't do, is land a string out of the blue without picking it. And it allows you to really go faster, because you're not having to pick as much. There's more though. 14, 17 EB, bend 2 steps. That's 4 frets. And then hold, release, pull up to 14. So you have this. Because I wrote it 4 times, this thing. Then 17, 14, 17, GBG, and then pull off 16, 14 on the G. So it's, if you were taking this in subgroups, that's a good one. See what I'm doing there? 2 frets. From there, 16 D and G, 14 G, 13 hammer 14, pull 13, and then 16, 14 D, slide to 16. So you have let's see. Oh, that's how I ended it. That's how it ends. Alright, so anyways, it's one that I like to use. E minor, or Ed shred in A major. This here is another thing I use a lot. This whole concept right here of going, let's see. Oh yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm starting it like it's a sweep on the D and G string, landing the 4B, and then catching 5/7. Then the riff really gets going. 4B, I'm going to upstroke, hammer 5/7, pull 5/4. And then down on 7G. Do that twice. That gives you, make sure your index is touching the G. So 2 times. Then go 4B, 7, pull 5/4 G. So you have then you're doing 7D, 4G, down up, hammer 5/7, pull 5/4 twice. 7/4D G, 7 pull 5/4 D. That gives you so you end up with this. Moving on. It's the same thing, but A and D string now. When you go to the A, go 7/5/3. And then open A, hammer 3, 7, pull 3, 4 times. Same thing on open 5/9/5. Top of page 4, number 6, tapping in G. So we're gonna go 5, pull 3, open, hammer 3, hammer 5, bend, tap 8. So we have vibrato. I like the vibrato with that hand as opposed to the tap. Tapping that, pull up to 5, release, pull 3, open, hammer 3, hammer 5, bend, tap 10, pull 5, hammer 8, or tap 8, vibrato. So I'm keeping that bend. In other words, you know, Ed would do a lot of that. That type of idea. And then a little more. Open G, you're going to hammer 3, 5, 7. Tap the 9 G, so it's 4 fingers involved in this tapping. And then descending with it 2 times. That sounds like this. Then go. Wait a minute. And then open 3, 5, tap 7. So we have tap the 7, pull 5, 3, open 3, 5, tap 9, slide 10, slide 9, pull 5, 3, open. So it sounds like this. Alright, then, oh, another crazy one, man. The elephant trick. You might know it because I do have a lesson on the channel with this. Start with your volume off and the whammy down. You got to reverse hands kind of in this process. You're going to hit natural harmonics 5, 7, 12 on the G, B, and E. Pick them hard. Push the whammy down. Craziness, huh? So after I hit them, picking them hard,